Steve here with Table Rock Tea Company. I am in the shop this morning working on a tincture, particularly using a new machine. It's a press that we had gotten. I did an unboxing video earlier on that. You can check that out, but it's right behind me there. So I'm going to use it for the first time and show you a little bit of how to do it. This might be a little bit of an awkward video because I'm trying to do it in a one take and it's just me down here in the shop. So I'll try to show you as much as I can. We'll show you the actual bottling in another video, but for right now, just want to show you how we actually press out tincture. So let me see here, it's on a selfie stick, so this will be a little bit awkward, but the machines that I have right now, not too much in the way of equipment, you don't need a ton. This is a great little device. This is a dispensing machine. It's actually got some liquid in it right now, so I won't show you, but this handle, basically you pull that down, there's a plunger in here, and it dispenses a certain amount down this tube into a bottle or whatever you need it to be. So right here, I've got some of our already pressed tincture. Over here is the, I guess the colander or whatever you want to call it, for putting your actual tincture in. This has a perforated, I don't know if you can see the perforations there. It's a perforated inner bucket with, we put a 250 micron mesh cloth in there to strain out any of the particles. And then that will then go into this press after everything's drained out. So let me go ahead and set the camera up here. Sorry for all the wobbliness and everything like that. We'll try to get you a decent angle so you can see. That should be pretty decent. Yeah, something like that. So what you do, it's not rocket science here. You take your tincture. This has been sitting in here for 3 weeks. A good friend of mine over at Red Moon Herbs, Jeannie, she says that you only need 2 weeks, that anything beyond 2 weeks on a tincture doesn't really do a whole lot as far as extracting any more of the good stuff out of the plants. So we're just gonna pour this in here. Just be careful on that. When I pour it in, you're gonna see the liquid. It has to reach a certain level to get to where the spout comes out, and then you'll start to see it pour into here. But it should all be nice and filtered through this 250 mesh cloth. So here we go. All right, so pour that in. Goes through the cloth. Should start draining. There we go. It should start draining out. You see it's catching all the stuff in there. All of the plant-based material is coming out. We're just going to dump that right in. Yep. Can't really get all of it, but you know, we'll wash that all out later, of course. And so then we just let this drain. So you want to drain it, you can kind of tip it, make sure you get all that stuff out. The one thing I kind of don't like about this press is that it's not just a one stroke operation. So you've got to kind of do the first part like this, and then make it so that it's below that spout line so it's not dripping, and then you can put it into the actual press machine. So to do that, we're just gonna push this up here. This goes into the press like so, and yeah, that's it. I have to come up with some better way to shim this right now. I just have it locked up, but I'll probably make my own tincture stand. Knowing me, if you've seen my other videos, I'll probably weld something, some monstrosity on wheels that will be way overbuilt, but that's me. So then you just press it down and keep on squeezing. So not really a big deal. Just make sure that this spout isn't moving so you don't drip everything on the floor. Yep. That's basically it. Yeah. So I have to figure out a way to make it so that as you're turning, that the spout doesn't turn either. Like there should be some kind of a, well, maybe there is. There we go. That'll kind of lock it out on the leg. I still don't like that design, so we'll modify that for sure. That's what I do. So anyhow, just keep pressing it until you can't press no mo. And you can see some of it's still coming out. It's always good to have some way to press out the tincture material because there's a lot of the good ingredients are in there. They're still captured in the plant material itself. So the better you can squeeze it out, the more of the good stuff you're gonna get, or the active ingredients for your tincture. So after that, I'm just gonna kind of tilt it, pour the last bit out. Let's see, it's still going pretty good. And yeah, so as far as this goes, I do like this machine. I think it's a pretty simple device. I don't like spending a ton of money on flashy equipment if it's not going to do the job. What I look for is functionality. I look for simplicity. The best designs are usually the simplest. They make some hydraulic, bottle presses and things like that that are super expensive. I mean, crazy expensive. Like probably over $1,000 bucks. I think 1,500 bucks. And all it is basically a frame with a bottle jack. And if you can build one yourself, it's not difficult. This thing was fairly inexpensive on Amazon. Does the job. We're not in some big production here, so we don't really need to do that. And I'll just show you here, this last little part. I gotta clean all this stuff up. But this is what the mash is gonna look like at the end of it. So nice and pressed out. We got all the good stuff out of there. So I think that's about it. We'll go ahead and put a lid on this. Make sure everything stays clean before we bottle. And that's it. That's how you press out a tincture. So really appreciate that. Hope you at least got to see how it's done. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned to see what else is brewing here at Table Rock Tea Company.